Hello guys and welcome back to Superhero Maniac, your one-stop destination for all the superhero related news and updates from across the world. So the first episode of She-Hulk has finally been released and truly speaking, it is much better than I expected it to be. It has the necessary elements needed for a successful show and at this point, it seems like the show has great potential. There are a number of Easter eggs and hidden details in the first episode, and in this video, we shall be mentioning them down and we will also break down the entire episode for you in detail. So without any further ado, let's dive straight into it. The episode opens up with Tatiana Maslany as Jennifer Walters preparing her closing speech for a case. Just like in She-Hulk comics, Jennifer Walters is a lawyer. She has graduated from the University of California and is Deputy District Attorney by profession. Hence the name of the show, She-Hulk Attorney at Law. We get to hear the term Savage Jennifer Walters, which is a direct reference to the Savage She-Hulk comic series. She breaks the fourth wall right after this scene, which is very unique in itself for MCU. Breaking the fourth wall means talking to the audience directly in a theater drama, a series, or even a movie. We have seen Deadpool do it before, but as we know, he was not officially a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe back then. We might say that Jennifer Walters is the first MCU character to break the fourth wall that we know of. Of course, Scarlet Witch broke the fourth wall in a particular scene in Multiverse of Madness that gave us chills, but until we do know the implications of that scene in detail, it will be better to keep her off the charts for now. This breaking the fourth wall bit definitely has some deeper meaning that we will get to know later in the season. It is important to know that in She-Hulk comics, she used to break the fourth wall very commonly, and it has thus been carried on in the MCU as well. We also get to know immediately after this that Jennifer Walters had already been transformed into She-Hulk when this scene is taking place. She gives us a detailed recap of what happened, and this shows the intent and flow of the series. It is a no-nonsense series that will deliver quick-paced content exactly like what we saw in this episode. They did not drag the origin of She-Hulk and it was shown with utter simplicity, and the episode was pacey, which I liked. The recap revealed one big mystery about Bruce Banner and Hulk. In the post-credit scenes of Shang-Chi, Bruce Banner appeared in his humanized form, which has confused the fans back then as Bruce had transfused his body with that of Hulk permanently in Avengers Endgame. We got to know that it was an equipment that he wore on his right hand that helped him to revert back to his human form. A close look at the Shang-Chi post-credit scene will reveal that he was wearing the same equipment in that scene as well. Great continuity detail by Marvel. We saw that Hulk's arm, which was badly wounded after he snapped, has started to heal again. Later on, Banner completely healed his arm using Jen's blood after her transformation into She-Hulk. One of the most important and exciting scenes from this episode was the one right before the accident where we saw a Sakarian spaceship. It looked similar to that of Grandmaster, but its color was different. Hulk later told Jen that he would investigate it later. This indeed gives us a very interesting prospect as we can see a World War Hulk storyline emerging from here. Cheetos and chopsticks was also mentioned in this scene, which was a joke first started by Moon Knight actor Oscar Isaac. When Jen goes to the bar after her transformation into Hulk, we saw a Roxxon Corporation Easter egg. We saw a similar one in Loki Season 1 as well. Roxxon Corporation is an evil group in Marvel Comics, which some say might make its MCU debut in Captain America New World Order. After Jennifer Walters gets transformed into She-Hulk, Hulk brings him to his secret base in Mexico, which was made for him by Tony Stark to train her. Two major Easter eggs at this place were the broken Iron Legion helmet and Hulk's helmet from Sakaar. Marvel's focus on little details always amuses me. Like the time when Tatiana had to adjust the Jeep seat because Hulk used it. It is simply awesome. One of the most interesting powers of She-Hulk that we learned from this episode is that she has control over her hulking out, unlike her cousin Bruce. She explains it by saying that as a woman, she constantly has to control her anger in this male-dominated society, and so she can control her transformation as well. This is beautifully depicted in the first scene as well when Jen's colleague Dennis tries to replace her for the closing speech. One big flaw in She-Hulk is that she has been shown to be perfect from the very beginning. Apart from her not wanting to become a superhero, she is perfect in every other aspect. She had aced her skills, she defeated Tatiana pretty easily with a single punch, and she can also control her hulking out. What makes characters likable are their developments over time. That is why our connection with the character of Loki is very strong. However, in this case of She-Hulk, I really don't know how they will make an interesting show about a flawless character. So this was the breakdown about the She-Hulk first episode for you guys. Did you notice any other major details apart from the ones we stated? Do let us know in the comments if you did, and you might get a shout out in our next video. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more such superhero content. Till then, signing off.